One president wasn't killed by an assassin, wasn't taken by disease. He was killed by the doctors, who were supposed to save him. One man's presidency lasted just 31 days. Another lived to 100. Two founding fathers died on the exact same day, just hours apart, completely unaware of each other. And somewhere in the middle of all of this, one of the most powerful men in American history spent his final moments on Earth talking about soup. I'm going to take you through every deceased U.S. president, how they lived, how they died, and the final words they left behind. Some of these will shock you, some will break your heart, and at least one will make you genuinely angry. But you need to stay until the end, because the story I'm saving for last is the one that should have never happened. And once you hear it, you won't be able to forget it. George Washington. We start at the very beginning. George Washington, the man who refused to become a king when he easily could have, was taken down, not by an enemy, not on a battlefield, but by something far more ordinary, a horseback ride in the rain. He developed a severe throat infection. Today, 3 days of antibiotics, and he survives. But this was 1799. So instead, his doctors turned to bloodletting. They cut open his veins and drained his blood, believing it would heal him. They removed 80 ounces. That's more than half. The blood in a human body. It didn't save him, it destroyed him. As Washington struggled to breathe, he looked at his doctor and said, "I die hard, but I am not afraid to go." And with his final breath, "'Tis well," the man built a nation and left it just as quietly as he led it. And the doctor who bled him the most, he regretted it for the rest of his life. He should have. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. Here's where things start to get strange, and I mean genuinely strange. John Adams and Thomas Jefferson. The second and third presidents died on the exact same day, not just any day. July 4th, 1826, exactly 50 years after the Declaration of Independence. Jefferson wrote it, Adams fought for it. Together they built a nation. Then they became enemies, bitter ones. Years passed, and somehow they found their way back to each other. Letters, conversations, forgiveness, like two old friends who finally let go of everything. And then they died together. Same day, same date. America's birthday. Jefferson went first. He had been fighting illness for days. In the middle of the night, he woke up and asked, "Is it the 4th?" They told him, "Not yet." So he held on, refused to go. And when July 4th finally arrived, he let go. His last words, "No, doctor, nothing more." Hours later, hundreds of miles away, John Adams lay dying. 90 years old. No idea Jefferson was already gone. His final words? Thomas Jefferson survives. He was wrong. Same day, same moment in history. If this were a movie, no one would believe it. But it happened. The 4th president, James Madison. The man who helped write the Constitution came painfully close. 2. Joining that same date, he died on June 28, 1836, just 6 days before July 4th. When offered medicine to extend his life, he gently refused. "Nothing more than a change of mind, my dear. I always talk better lying down." And then he was gone, 6 days short of history. James Monroe. The 5th president, James Monroe, completed the pattern. July 4th, 1831. Another president, gone on Independence Day. 3 different men, 3 different years, same date. And in his final moments, he wasn't thinking about power or legacy. He was thinking about a friend. "I regret that I should leave this world without seeing him again." 3 presidents. One date. The odds of that? Almost impossible. Most presidents retire. John Quincy Adams didn't. He went back to Congress. 17 more years, serving his country. Until one day, right there on the House floor, he collapsed. A massive stroke. They carried him out as the room fell silent. And as he lay there, he said, "This is the last of Earth. I am content." 2 days later, he was gone, still serving until the very end. Andrew Jackson. If death had a hardest opponent, it might have been Andrew Jackson. This man survived an assassination attempt, fought duels, was shot more than once, and at one point, he chased down his attacker and beat him with a cane. Even after guns misfired twice, death couldn't catch him. So when it finally did, it came quietly. No violence, no drama, just a bed and the people he loved. As they cried around him, Jackson said, "Oh, do not cry, be good children, and we shall all meet in heaven." After everything he survived, that's how his story ended, peacefully. William Henry Harrison. William Henry Harrison holds a record that will never be broken. The shortest presidency in American history, 31 days. You've probably heard the story. A long speech, cold weather, pneumonia, death. Simple, clean, but likely wrong. Historians now believe it may have been typhoid fever, possibly from contaminated water, inside the White House itself. The safest house in America may have killed its own president. We don't know for sure. What we do know is this: no one has ever served less time, and no one ever will. John Tyler. Here's a fact that genuinely doesn't feel real. John Tyler was born in 1790. He became president in 1841, and as recently as modern times, he still had living grandchildren, not great-grandchildren, grandchildren. A man born before the Constitution was fully established, still connected to the modern world. Let that sink in. Tyler died in 1862. He sided with the Confederacy and became so unpopular, the U.S. government refused to officially mourn him. Who? His final words? Perhaps it is best, even his ending felt distant. James Polk. James Polk left office, and within 3 months, he was dead. He was only 53. Cholera moved fast. There was no time to prepare, no time to reflect. But in his final moments, none of that mattered. He turned to his wife and said, "I love you, Sarah, for all eternity. I love you." In a list filled with power and history, that one feels different. Zachary Taylor. A hot July day, Independence Day, Washington, D.C. President Zachary Taylor, trying to cool down, ate raw cherries, drank iced milk, and cold water. Within days, he became violently ill. 5 days later, he was dead. People didn't believe it. The timing felt wrong. Too sudden, rumors spread that he had been poisoned. So decades later, scientists exhumed his body, tested for arsenic. Nothing, no poison, just questions that were never fully answered. His final words, "I am about to die. I regret nothing, but I am sorry to leave my friends." Millard Fillmore. Remember the soup? From the beginning? This is where it happens. Millard Fillmore lived a long life after his presidency. In his final days, weak from a stroke, someone brought him soup. He tasted it, paused, and said, "The nourishment is palatable." That's it. No drama, no poetry, just the most formal way any human being has ever said, "Yeah, the soup's good, and somehow, it's perfect." Before Franklin Pierce ever became president, his life was already broken. Just weeks before his inauguration, he and his wife watched their 11-year-old son die. in a train accident, right in front of them. He never recovered. He turned to alcohol. His presidency fell apart, and when his life finally ended, no one recorded his last words. Nothing. Just silence. And somehow, that says more than anything else. James Buchanan. James Buchanan watched the nation fall apart, the United States sliding towards civil war, and he did almost nothing to stop it. History remembers him for that, more than anything else. He died in 1868. His final words, "O Lord God Almighty, as thou wilt," and that's where his story ends. Abraham Lincoln. We need to slow down here. April 14th, 1865, Ford's Theater, Washington, D.C. The Civil War was ending. The country was finally breathing again. Abraham Lincoln sat beside his wife, watching a play. No guards close enough, no sense of danger, just a quiet night. Behind him, a man stepped forward. One shot. Lincoln never woke up. No final speech, no last message, just words spoken seconds before. He looked at his wife and said something simple. "She won't think anything about it." That was it. Ordinary. And then he was gone. In a single moment, the man who could have healed a nation disappeared. Andrew Johnson. The man who followed Lincoln faced a country still on edge. Andrew Johnson, nearly removed from office by a single vote. He survived that, but not his own body. A stroke took his strength. Another left him paralyzed. Even then, he refused help. "My right side is paralyzed. I need no doctor. I can overcome this, a Kirkuk." He couldn't. Ulysses S. Grant. Ulysses S. Grant won the Civil War, a national hero. But after power, Ulysses S. Grant won the financial scam. Then came the diagnosis: throat cancer, caused by years of constant smoking. He was broke, dying, and running out of time. So he did something incredible. Every day, in pain, barely able to speak, he wrote his memoirs, page after page, racing against death to leave something behind for his family. He finished just days before he died. His final word, barely a whisper: water. After everything he had done, one word was all that was left. James Garfield dilled the word. This is the one you don't forget. James Garfield was shot at a train station. The bullet hit his back. But here's the truth. It didn't kill him. It missed every vital organ. He was going to survive. Doctors said so, and then everything went wrong. Doctors began probing the wound with bare hands, no sterilization, no precautions. This was 1881, and basic hygiene was ignored. Metal instruments, unwashed fingers, deep into the wound. Again and again and again, infection spread. His body began to collapse from the inside. He lost nearly half his weight, slowly, painfully. Over 79 days, he was being killed, not by the bullet, but by the treatment. Even Alexander Graham Bell tried to help, building a machine to find the bullet. It failed, maybe because of the bed, maybe because of the limitations. We'll never know. But we do know this. Garfield didn't have to die, his last words, in unbearable pain. Can't you stop this? This terrible pain. He wasn't asking about the bullet. He was begging for relief. A man who should have lived died because of ignorance. Grover Cleveland. Grover Cleveland's final words were simple. "I have tried so hard to do right. No explanation, no defense, just a man looking back." Benjamin Harrison. Benjamin Harrison's ending was shorter, more urgent. "Are the doctors here? My lungs." And then, nothing. William McKinley. William McKinley was doing something ordinary, shaking hands. meeting people. One of them stepped forward with a gun hidden in his hand. 2 shots. Doctors tried to save him, but they couldn't find the second bullet. Days passed. Infection spread. His condition slowly worsened. And in his final moments, he turned to his wife and said, "We are all going. God's will be done, not ours." He was 58. After his death, the United States finally made a decision. The president would always be protected. It took 3 assassinations to get there. Theodore Roosevelt lived like a storm. In 1912, he was shot in the chest, and then he gave a speech, 84 minutes long, with the bullet still inside him. Later, he explored the Amazon, survived malaria, came close to death again and again. It never worked until one quiet night, a blood clot in his sleep, his last words, "Please, put out the light, James." After a life of chaos, he left in silence. William Howard Taft. William Howard Taft did something no one else ever has. He became president and later Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, the 2 highest powers in the country. One man, he died at 72. No famous last words, just a legacy no one has matched. Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson's ending was slow. A stroke left him partially paralyzed. The man who once led a nation, reduced to fragments. In his final moments, he said, "I am a broken piece of machinery. When the machine is broken, I am ready." Warren G. Harding. Warren Harding's presidency was filled with scandal. To fix it, he went on a national tour, trying to reconnect, but his body gave out first. Pneumonia. A hotel room, far from home. Someone was reading to him. When he said, "That's good. Go on, read some more." And then, he was gone. Calvin Coolidge was known for being quiet, reserved, almost invisible. He died the same way. At home, alone, his final words were nothing more than a greeting. "Good morning, Robert." No drama, just gone, alone. His final words were nothing more than a greeting. Franklin Roosevelt. Franklin Roosevelt carried more than most men ever could. The Great Depression, World War II, 4 terms as president. That can never happen again. His body was already failing, but he kept going until one day, sitting for a portrait, he suddenly said, "I have a terrible pain in the back of my head," and collapsed, never waking up again. 12 years of pressure ended in a moment. Harry Truman. Harry Truman made one of the heaviest decisions in human history, the atomic bomb. He lived to 88, but in the end, there were no final words. He slipped into a coma, and that was it. Some things are too heavy for a final sentence. Dwight D. Eisenhower. Dwight Eisenhower led armies on D-Day, helped end a world war, but in the end, his body began to fail. Heart attacks, strokes, and finally, acceptance. Lying in a hospital bed, he said, "I want to go. God, take me." And shortly after, he did. John F. Kennedy. November 22nd, 1963. Dallas, Texas. A motorcade, crowds cheering, a moment that felt normal. Someone nearby commented how much people loved him. Kennedy smiled and replied, "You can't say Dallas doesn't love you." Seconds later, gunshots. He was gone, 46 years old. The world changed in an instant. Lyndon B. Johnson. Lyndon Johnson took power in the shadow of tragedy, standing beside a grieving widow on Air Force One. That moment never left him. Years later, at his ranch, his heart gave out. He reached for a phone and said, "Send Mike immediately. Help never came in time." Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon left office in disgrace, then spent years trying to rebuild his image. At 81, a stroke struck. He was alone. He collapsed. One word: help. He never spoke again. George H.W. Bush spent his final years in quiet decline, wheelchair-bound, but one moment stood out: a phone call with his son. I love you too, that was enough. 8 presidents died in office. 4 assassinated. 4 taken by illness. The youngest was 46. The oldest lived to 100. 2 founding fathers died on the same day. One man's last word was water, another's was about soup, and one president was shot, but didn't die from the bullet. He died because of the people trying to save him. That one stays with you. But here's what really matters. Every single one of these men, no matter how powerful, no matter how remembered, ended the same way. Some surrounded by love, some completely alone, some left behind words that echo through history, and some left nothing at all. And in those final moments, the presidency didn't matter. The power didn't matter. The wars didn't matter. They were just people at the end of their time. That's the part worth remembering.